Current pandemic has made everyone to look at new ways of working and leverage digital technology as an enabler to connect to everyone and everything. Work from home and BCP were implemented proactively and seamlessly well before the countrywide lockdown was announced way back in March. We had set up a global crisis management team in the first week of March, and the team has done a commendable job of planning and execution of BCP, not only in India, but all our centers across the globe. And that gave us, not only us, but our clients, the confidence very early on. And we continue to see similar productivity levels, uninterrupted service delivery, and client satisfaction. In fact, as we speak, customer satisfaction surveys are on, and it's going to close in next 2 days. But based on all the responses that we have received so far, the customer satisfaction ratings are very encouraging. They are, in fact, as of today, are higher than the previous quarter. The decision in terms of really when we resume office or we continue to work from home is primarily dependent on two things. One, like rightly you said, is the utilization. So our utilizations have been good. Our productivity has been good. We have not missed a single milestone in last quarter. We have not had a single dollar of billing loss. Client satisfaction is high, and that clearly demonstrates that we have taken all the right steps to ensure business continuity and continue to deliver successfully to our clients without any disruption. Some of our clients have had several challenges, and what we have done is, given that we have long-term relationships with most of our clients, we have worked very closely with clients in identifying areas of opportunities which can help our clients take the cost out or tweak their business models to bring in newer revenue streams, enable their own employees to work from home remotely, because in the normal situations, BCP meant certain critical employees working from home or any other remote location. But this COVID-19 situation has forced not only us as IT service providers, but even our clients to work from home, and that to 100%. And many of the clients' operations and systems are not designed to deal with 100% BCP or remote working. So there have been a lot of such opportunities, and there have been a lot of offerings that we have created, which are very specific and tailored to our client situation in terms of modernization, cloud adoption, cybersecurity, collaboration, remote working, etc. And through that, we have been able to create opportunities proactively. So while we did have some ramp downs in some of the customers, especially in travel and hospitality, which has been severely impacted, and our clients in that sector have also been impacted, and there have been ramp downs. There have been projects which were put on hold when the crisis started. But we were able to mitigate the impact of those ramp downs to a large extent by creating the demand proactively. Of course, the whole ramp down could not be mitigated, but by and large, to some extent, we were able to do that. If you look at digital, generally, digital is a discretionary spend, which generally customers will spend on to improve user experience, bring certain services through e-commerce, bring certain automated processes in their, say, plant operations, etc., etc. But there was no sort of a necessity to implement digital if clients' operations were running smoothly. But what COVID-19 has done is it has made digital something which cannot be looked at as a discretionary spend. So whether you look at cloud adoption, now you're absolutely right. A specific cloud engagement is going to last only for, say, a week, few weeks to few months. But there is going to be constant stream of it, not only for the same client, but for different clients as well. Because now clients have to look at migrating their IT landscape to the cloud, because that provides a very easy and seamless way of working remotely. Therefore, cloud adoption is going to stay here. The spend in digital technologies such as customer success, the customer experience side of it, is going to stay and it's going to pick up further. The reason being, whether you are in the products business or you are in the services business, you have to figure out ways to reach your customers in a contactless manner. So customers are forced now to spend money in bringing processes, modernizing their IT systems, which can deal with the front ends and customer systems which are internet facing. A lot of customer applications have not been internet facing in the past. Similarly, the remote working and collaboration. A lot of clients are not really spent heavily on collaboration technologies, because unless you were a global organization where you operated in multiple countries, those customers definitely have spent on collaboration technologies, but not many other clients where workforce is mostly based in a city or few cities. One is data. Now, with so much of cloud adoption, so much of modernization, and so much of spend on the customer experience side, it is going to generate a lot of data. And when you are not interacting with the customer in the real time, only thing you have about your customer segment is the data. And therefore, clients will have to spend money on analytics to understand, get the insights out of the data, which they can then use to service their customers better. Other area that's going to come in is the cyber security. With all this, when the applications and the systems are going to be opened up for the external world to be accessed remotely, either by the customers, our clients' customers, or by workforce of our clients, security becomes paramount, and there is going to be a lot more spend that is going to be coming into cyber security area as well. Few months back, we had done a strategy refresh, and we in Mindtree created 4 service lines: customer success, data analytics, cloud, and enterprise IT, which is focused mostly on the modernization and collaboration. So we, I think, made the right investment few months back, and that's going to help us in dealing with this crisis and capture the wallet share of our clients. There are certain sectors which are really badly hit, and even customers in other sectors, barring technology clients and CPG clients, almost every other sector has been impacted. And it's going to take time depending on how quickly the vaccine comes to the market and how easily it becomes available for the mass consumption. So it's anybody's guess when the world is going to be out of this crisis. But assuming that the vaccine hits the market by end of 2020 or early 21, which everybody is talking about, and given that already some sectors of the economy have started to open up and are seeing the increased demand, we believe, unless some other surprise hits or there is a serious second wave of the crisis, by end of the year, we would have hit probably the bottom. And the companies that have spent and that have invested, like us, in the technologies which are relevant in the current environment will be able to weather this crisis much faster. And that's why we believe our Q2 is going to be better than Q1. Now, coming to how much of headwind can be addressed through these spend on digital and cloud, etc. So absolutely, the entire headwind cannot be addressed through that, but let's understand other aspect of it. So clients are looking at ways to conserve cash. They are looking at ways to reduce waste and improve the productivity of their own assets. So therefore, there are other opportunities that exist wherein we can bring in hyper automation. We can help clients in taking the cost out by making their business processes a lot more leaner, make their work models more agile. So there are opportunities in those areas also. I think the mantra is going to be, Anand, more for less. So it's not about clients increasing the IT spend. It's going to be, one, they would want more out of the money that they spend. And second is there is going to be reallocation of the IT budgets. So the budget may remain more or less same or may actually come down, but they will be reallocating the money from the other type of operations to these kind of technologies that we just talked about. The segment that we as digital native company were addressing, that the part of that pie is going to grow for us. So that's going to be positive for us. One is that there is going to be a drop in conventional time and material engagements, where typically IT companies signed up a contract with a client for X number of people, and client basically paid based on the effort. So there is going to be a clear shift that will take place from time and material to output-based engagements. And when it comes to output-based engagements, one thing which is very, very critical for any IT company to successfully bid is the knowledge of the business domain of the client. When it comes to the vendor consolidation, while yes, client will look for value for money in terms of the total price of the deal, capability of the service provider, a lot matters also on the intimacy that you have, the relationship that you have with the client. In last 1 quarter, we have signed 3 large deals. So we are very positive. Our pipeline is very healthy, and we are very confident that going forward, we will be seeing much better quarters compared to what we have seen in the last quarter.